gentlemen, I'm Dr. Juliana Bishop-Hoke, the Executive Director of Loveland Opera Theater, and on behalf of myself and the Lot Board of Directors, we welcome you to our live stream tonight of the Rodgers and Hammerstein Jubilee. Tonight you will hear so many beautiful songs and the gorgeous music of Rodgers and Hammerstein. I hope that this concert will fill your hearts with love and peace and joy. I would like to thank two very generous donors that have helped us to create this event. First, an anonymous donor who is a dear friend of Loveland Opera Theater, and the estate of Carol J. McMurray, which paid for our live orchestra. We would also like to thank the Rialto Theater for working closely with us to create something very new and different. I hope you will enjoy every minute of this concert tonight. And now I would like to introduce Loveland Opera Theater's newly appointed Artistic Director, Mr. Timothy Kennedy, who will be your MC this evening.
Thanks, Juliana. Tonight we bring you a program from this beautiful theater, Loveland's Rialto Theater, which is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. This theater has hosted 100 years of concerts, theatrical performances, films, comedians, magicians, choirs, and yes, operas. This is definitely not the first night that the memorable music of Rodgers and Hammerstein has graced this stage, but it is the first time that a concert performance of their music is being live streamed from this stage. Throughout tonight's event, you will have the opportunity to generously donate to Loveland Opera Theater and the Rialto Theater, who are sharing the donations. To donate, follow the link in the chat or video description to give your tax-free donation. You can also find instructions on the event page of www.rialtotheatercenter.org or Loveland Opera Theater's website, www.lovelandopera.org. Loveland Opera has partnered with the Rialto Theater to bring this live stream performance to you, because even though we can't safely invite you all to experience this concert with us in person, both organizations believe in the power of music and theater to elevate our souls and bring people together, even if it's socially distanced. Rodgers and Hammerstein believed that too. They believed that the power of musical theater could challenge us and help us to see the world in a new way. They believed that it could help us see and respect each other's differences. And most importantly, they believed that music could bring different worlds together and help create harmony and friendship.
It's a grand night for singing, the moon is flying by, and somewhere a bird who is bound he'll be heard is throwing his heart at the sky.
It's a grand night for singing, the stars are bright above, the earth is aglow, and to add to the show, I think I am falling in love, falling in love. Maybe it's more than the moon,
Maybe it's more than the birds, maybe it's more than the sight of a night in the light, too lovely for words.
maybe it's more than the earth,
Shiny and silvery blue. Maybe the reason I'm feeling this way has something to do with you. It's a grand night for singing. The moon is flying high,
and somewhere a bird who is bound to be heard
he's throwing his heart at the sky. It's a grand night for singing. The stars are bright above, the earth is aglow, and to add to the show, I think I am falling in love, falling in love.
Loveland Opera Theater and the Rialto Theater of Loveland present a Rodgers and Hammerstein Jubilee, a live-streamed performance from the Rialto Theater, starring sopranos Emily Morris and Anna Piper,
Mezzo-sopranos Dana Kinney and Caitlin Moore. Tenor Nathan Snyder and baritone Skylar Vargas. Also featuring the Loveland Opera Chorus and the performers from the New World Contemporary Dance Theater, starring dancers Naturel Garcia Taylor, Gwen Gussman, Kan Song Nguyen, Elijah Owens, and choreography by Christopher Page Sanders.
Maybe it's more than the moon.
Maybe it's more than the birds. Maybe it's more than the sight of the night in a light too lovely for words. Maybe it's more than the earth, shining and silvery blue.
Maybe the reason I'm feeling this way has something to do with you.
Featuring the Loveland Opera Theater Quintet with Evan DeLong, Denon Cook, Colton Kelly, Christopher Peters, and music direction by Adam Torres.
It's a grand night for singing. The moon is flying high, and somewhere a bird who is bound he'll be heard is throwing his heart at the sky.
It's a grand night for
singing. The stars are bright above. The earth is aglow, and to add to the show, I think I am falling in love.
It's a grand night for singing.
The stars are bright above. The earth is aglow, and to add to the show, I think I am falling in love. Falling. 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 Falling in love.
Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II have been called the greatest musical theater writing duo of the 20th century. Partnering from 1943 to 1959, this composer and lyricist created 11 Broadway hits that have been the stars of many grand nights of theater over the last 7 decades. These shows have featured all kinds of characters: kings and cowboys, school teachers and nurses, baronesses and nuns, carousel barkers and princesses. But most importantly, these shows have featured the magical songs of Rodgers and Hammerstein, songs that transport us to new worlds and teach us a little bit more about our own humanity. Tonight, we celebrate the works of these American treasures, grateful for the many lovely nights that they have given audiences in the theater.
When you're driving through the moonlight on the highway, when you're driving through the moonlight to the dance, you are breathless with a wild anticipation of adventure and excitement and romance. Then at last you see the towers of the palace, silhouetted on the sky above the park, and below them is a row of lighted windows, like a lovely diamond necklace in the dark. It looks that way, the way you say. She talks as if she knows. I do not know these things are so. I only just suppose. I supposed when you come to the ballroom and the room itself is floating in the air, if you're suddenly confronted by His Highness, you are frozen like a statue on the stair. You're afraid he'll hear the way your heart is beating, A finer night you know you'll never see. You meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in a hazy heaven tremble above you while he's whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life you'll dream of this lovely, lovely night. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life you'll dream of this lovely, lovely night, lovely night, lovely night.
I'm standing next to one of the many heart sculptures throughout the city of Loveland, Colorado. Loveland is often called the city with a heart. And I think it could also be said that Rodgers and Hammerstein were musical theater creators with a heart. They definitely knew something about hearts and relationships, and they explored this in each of their shows. That special something that they seemed to know was that in all kinds of human relationships, be they friendship or romantic, good relationships never come easily. Some require an understanding of different backgrounds, while others require forgiveness for past transgressions. And in all cases, hard-fought relationships are built on moments of happiness and moments of struggle. And these moments make for great theater. Our next set of songs shows some of these musical struggles in romantic and comic exchanges that allows the audience to catch a glimpse into the characters' vulnerable and open hearts.
Say, tell me something. Ain't you scared of me?
I ain't scared.
Julie something. That's your name, right?
Julie Jordan.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you sorry that you didn't run away? You can still go if you wanna.
I reckon that I care to choose to stay. You couldn't take my money if I didn't have any. I don't have a penny, that's true. And if I did have money, you couldn't take any, 'cause you'd ask and I'd give it to you.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you ever had a fella you give money to?
No,
Ain't you ever had a fella at all?
no,
Well, you must have had a fella you went walking with.
yes.
Where'd you walk?
Nowhere special I recall.
In the woods,
No,
on the beach.
no,
Did you love him?
no. I never loved nobody. I told you that.
You're a funny kid.
I'm never gonna marry. If I was gonna marry, I wouldn't have to be such a stickler. And I'm never gonna marry, and a girl who don't marry has got to be much more particular. Just the same, I know what it'd be if I loved you. When I worked in the mill, weaving at the loom, I'd gaze absent-minded at the roof, and half the time the shuttle would tangle in the threads, and the warped get mixed with the woof. If I loved you,
But you don't.
no, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I try to say all
Ain't much wind tonight. Hardly any. You can't hear a sound, not the turn of a leaf or the fall of a wave hit in the sand. The tide's creeping up on the beach like a thief, afraid to be caught stealing the land. On a night like this I start to wonder what life is all about.
And I always say two heads are better than one to figure it out.
I don't need you or anyone to help me. I gotta figure it for myself. We ain't important. What are we? A couple of specks of nothing. Look up there. There's a hell of a lot of stars in the sky. The sky's so big, the sea looks small. And two little people, you and I, we don't count at all. You! Are you trying to get me to marry you?
No.
Then what's putting the thought into my head? I wonder what it'd be like.
What?
Nothing. Never mind, I know what it'd be like. It'd be awful. I could just see myself. Kind of scrawny and pale, picking at my food, and lovesick like every other guy. I'd throw away my sweater and dress up like a dude in a dickie and a collar and a tie. If I loved you.
But you don't.
No, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I feel. If I loved you time and again, I would try to stay. All I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never to know. I'd love you if I loved you.
Why do they think of stories that link my name with yours?
Why do the neighbors chatter all day behind their doors?
I know a way to prove what they say
claim that you are to blame as much as I. Why do you take the trouble to bake my favorite pie? Grant your wish, I carved our initials on the tree. Just keep a slice of all the advice you give so free. Don't praise my charm too much. Don't look so vain with me. Don't stand in the rain with me. People will say we're in love. Don't take my arm too much. Don't put your hand in mine. Your hand feels so grand in mine. People will say we're in love. Don't dance all night with me till the stars fade from above. They'll see it's all right with me. People will say we're in love.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. Get the picture? I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms and send him on his way. Don't try to patch it up, tear it up, tear it up. Wash him out, dry him out, push him out, fly him out, cancel him, and let him go. Yay, sister! I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. If the man don't understand you, if you fly on separate beams, waste no time, make a change, ride that man right off your range, rub him out of the roll call and drum him out of your dreams. Oh, if you laugh at different comics, if you root for different teams, waste no time, weep no more, show him what the door is for, rub him out of the roll call and drum him out of your dreams. You can't light a fire when the wood's all wet. You can't make a butterfly strong. You can't fix an egg when it ain't quite good, and you can't fix a man when he's wrong. You can't put back a petal when it falls from a flower, or sweeten up a feather when he starts turning sour. If his eyes get dull and fishy when you look for glints and gleams, waste no time, make a switch, drop him in the nearest ditch, rub him out of the roll call and drum him out of your dreams. Oh, 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 oh. I went and washed that man right out of my hair. I went and washed that man right out of my hair. I went and washed that man right out of my hair and sent him on his way. We went and washed that man right out of our hair. We went and washed that
Musical theater audiences of Broadway in the 1940s and 50s came to the theater with a few expectations. They came to escape their daily lives and be transported to a place that was just a little bit more magical than their real life. They expected to see a romantic relationship overcome a few hurdles and then blossom in front of their eyes. And they expected an ending that seemed like everyone lived happily ever after. But the genius of Rodgers and Hammerstein was that they gave their audiences all that they expected, and just a little bit more. Even though there is always a dashing romance in their musicals, the audience also gets to experience characters that knew loss, another human experience of relationship. And Rodgers and Hammerstein knew how to capture this loss in a way that didn't ask the audience to pity the characters, but gives the audience an understanding of the immense value of love and the gift of living life with an open heart.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you'll know even somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, you may hear her laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. Oh, through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
the sky was streaked with white, and the soft mist of England was sleeping on the hill. I remember this, and I always will. There are new lovers now on the same silent hill, looking on the same blue sea. And I know Tom and I are a part of them all, and they're all a part of Tom and me. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are. I hope your troubles are few. Oh, my good wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You fly down the street on the chance that you meet, and you meet not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my own.
Dance and movement were an important element of storytelling to Rodgers and Hammerstein, and they created ballets, folk dances, waltzes, and rousing ensemble dance numbers that were integral to the plot of their musicals, a groundbreaking use of dance in their time. Rodgers and Hammerstein understood the amazing art form of dance and its power to move us without words. One of their famous ballets is the Carousel Waltz, which we have the privilege of experiencing with our talented instrumental ensemble, accompanying the movement of dancers from the New World Contemporary Dance Theater with choreography by recent Henry Award winner Christopher Page Sanders.
It is very clear that nature was an important part of the musicals of Rodgers and Hammerstein, as they included elements of nature as characters and metaphors in almost all of their creations. From the singing hills of The Sound of Music, to the anticipation of new love of springtime, to the seducing islands of the South Pacific and the sunrise in the cornfields of Oklahoma, nature is both a backdrop and an active player, beckoning us to be transported to a new place and to be enveloped by the beauty of all creation that can be experienced through sight and sound.
My day in the hills has come to an end. I know a star has come out to tell me it's time to go. But there in the dark green shadow are voices that urge me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that fly from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like a brook as it trips and falls over stones in its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. The things I used to like, I don't like anymore. I want a lot of other things I've never had before. It's just like Mother says. I sit around and mope, pretending I am wonderful, and knowing I'm a dope. I'm as restless as a willow in a windstorm. I'm as jumpy as a puppet on a string. I'd say that I had spring fever, but I know it isn't spring. I'm starry-eyed and vaguely discontented, like a nightingale without a song to sing. Oh, why 'tisn't even spring. I keep wishing I were somewhere else, walking on a strange new street, hearing things that I have never heard from a man I've yet to meet. I'm as busy as a spider spinning daydreams. I'm as giddy as a baby on a swing. I haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud or a robin on the wing, but I feel so gay in a melancholy way that it might as well be spring. It might as well be spring.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day! I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, don't miss a tree. But an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day. touch your hand and my arms grow strong, like a pair of birds that burst with song. My eyes look down at your lovely face, and I hold the world in my embrace. Younger than springtime are you, softer than starlight are you, warmer than winds of June are the gentle lips you gave me. Gayer than laughter are you, sweeter than music are you, angel and lover, heaven and earth are you to me. And when your youth and joy invade my arms and fill my heart as now they do, then younger than springtime am I, gayer than laughter am I, angel and lover, heaven and earth am I with you. And when your youth and joy invade my arms and fill my heart as now they do, and younger than springtime am I, gayer than laughter am I, angel and lover, heaven and earth am I with you.
High on the hill was a lonely goat herd, lay, lay, lay. Loud was the voice of the lonely goat herd, lay, lay,
Folks in the town that was white green goat herd, lay, lusty and clear from the goater's goat herd, lay, oh, oh, lay, oh, 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 lay, oh, oh, lay. A prince on the bridge of a castle goat herd,
Men on a road with a load to tote herd,
men in the midst of a town with goat herd, men drinking beer with the foam of float herd, oh, oh, lay, oh, 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 lay, oh, oh, lay, oh, lay.
one
Emily, can you tell me what it was like to just walk back into a theater after being absent from a theater for a little while?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Actually, it's been a little bit longer for me even because I've been out for a couple years. I had a baby a couple years ago. So this is really my first big performance since then. So it's especially amazing and exciting. And all the nerves are coming back and I'm so grateful to be here.
And what is it like to sing this Rodgers and Hammerstein music tonight on this stage?
It is, I keep using the word, but it's amazing. I started doing musical theater before I really fell in love with opera. So it's kind of like going back to my roots a little bit, and it just reminds me of my childhood, you know, watching all these musicals with my mom, and it just makes me happy.
What's your favorite moment in the show that you get to do?
Oh man, I think it's the duet from Carousel, that If I Loved You. I've never gotten to do it as a duet before, and it's really special. It's really an interesting piece. So
Awesome. And why do people want to watch theater even if it's producing digitally and live streamed?
because it's so much different than like watching a show on Netflix or something that's, completely, perfect and has been edited a million times and all that stuff. You get the real, even if it's mistakes, you get the real live people. You get to see their feelings and their emotions. I feel like you can connect with it more than you can with something that was scripted and filmed before.
Great, thanks so much. Have a great second half of the show.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us to talk to us for just a few minutes during intermission. Tell me a little bit about what it's been like to be a performer during this time of COVID-19.
I'll have you take this one.
Well, it's been challenging. I mean, I can't think of a single artist, honestly, who hasn't had a constant struggle of like, what should I be doing? What do I want to do? What makes me happy? Why am I doing anything right now? And so to be a singer right now and having to navigate, all this technology, upgrading that we've had to either buy, invest in, or learn how to use for the first time, which I, for one, had to figure it out, and we all saw in the Loveland Opera recital that I did earlier in June. It's a struggle. It's hard to figure out what is going on and what we really should be doing. And I mean, just to be in this concert right now, like I'm serious when I say it's truly kept me going. Like it's motivated me to practice, to sing, to get back and realize that I love singing, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. Like it's a struggle, but it's a lovely reminder of why I do what I do and why I love doing what I do.
Dana, tell me a little bit about what you've learned about yourself as a performer, or just in general about performance in this time, having to take a break kind of forced.
That's a really good question, because I have always had a performing bug in me. So when I am not singing, I found it to be very frustrating. So something I've started to do, which I wish I started a really, really long time ago, is I started to write more. I'm taking classes through the DCPA for acting, all those kinds of outlets. And it's really, actually what I've learned is that I really love acting, and I love singing. And it's just something that particularly made me, forced me to look at what I really, really want to do. And singing definitely is it, but I want to do so many other things as well.
Awesome. Tell me what it was like to walk back into a theater for the first time, Dana.
It was incredible. Memories from Cozy just came flying back because that was the last time I was here. And it just felt, the vibrancy that you get of being in a theater, it's still here. And you walk in and you feel the electricity, and for a moment you forget we're in a pandemic. So it's been really nice.
Awesome. Skylar, tell me what it's like to perform this great music of Rodgers and Hammerstein.
I don't even know where to start, because so many of these shows are what I grew up in. Like, as you know, that I grew up doing community theater with my family, so especially Carousel in Oklahoma, those are like staples in any community theater. And to be able to not only practice the music, but to sing it out loud all at once and not just listen to it and, you know, belt it out in my car. Like, I'm pretty positive I cried listening to Soliloquy this summer. It's been really fun, and it's been really motivating. It's been enlightening and enriching to not just, you know, stick to what I've trained for the past 6 years, which is opera, but to do something that's in a lovely mid-ground or midway from opera and musical theater, and to have the opportunity to be able to perform it live and not to just a camera lens. But, you know, we get to pretend like everyone's out there in front of us. Luckily, it's a theater, so it's dark, so you don't have to see it.
Dana, talk to me about your favorite song that you get to sing in this show.
Oh, my favorite song. That's very hard, because from the solo pieces I'm singing, okay, I have to pick one. So my favorite, actually, I would have to say my favorite piece I'm singing in this is our duet, When People Fall in Love. I just love the music. I love Skylar's voice, and practicing it, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a hard time keeping it together. and actually right now, like, singing a duet is incredible.
Awesome. Why is it hard to pick your favorite song out of the Rodgers and Hammerstein song book?
Well, it's hard because there's a lot of variety. You know, you get to play really silly or funny, and then have these really beautiful moments. There's just something for everyone within it, and it's just lighthearted, and yeah, it's hard to choose.
We're so excited that you all are joining us. I'm here with Anna Piper, Nathan Snyder, and Caitlin Moore, and I'm so glad you took a moment out of intermission to come and speak with me. So I want to just find out, Anna, why don't you tell me a little bit about what it's like to sing in a theater, which is probably something you haven't done for a while.
It's incredible, Tim. I love singing in theater, especially now that we've not been able to for a really long time. It's not the same as singing at home alone in the living room. It's wonderful, the energy, and even when there's not a crowd, it's awesome, yeah.
Awesome. Caitlin, can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be an artist and a performer in this crazy time?
Sure, yeah, a lot of things have changed. I definitely miss interaction with people, so this has been a wonderful opportunity to sing with people again. A lot of gigs have been lost, unfortunately, but I applaud all the artists that are becoming so creative and doing lots of virtual concerts. For me, I've done a lot of online teaching and been trying to get really good at that. And a lot of schools and classes and music classes have gone online too, and I feel like everyone's just kind of rolling with the punches. It's definitely hard. We definitely miss collaborating, but we're really looking forward to working together again soon.
Nathan, what was it like to walk in the back doors of a theater again?
It felt fantastic. Especially this theater. I've been very blessed to do a lot of shows here with Loveland, and talking with Skylar, we both thought as soon as we walked in here, it just a wave of nostalgia and pleasant, wonderful memories just washed over us. Even just changing in the changing room and chatting about music was just something that hasn't happened in far too long, much less in an actual theater with actual people. So it's hopeful.
Awesome. Caitlin, tell me a little bit about what it's like to sing this great music of Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Oh, it's such a nice, refreshing break from a lot of the, how do I say this, more challenging things sometimes that we have to do as classical musicians and opera singers. This music is still challenging in its own way, but it's so nice to do melodic music and really dive into the character development with these songs that involve these wonderful roles that Rodgers and Hammerstein created. And it's been so fun to hear my colleagues sing in this way, because we usually hear each other singing classical music, and this is a little bit removed from that, so it's been a lot of fun to work on.
Awesome. Anna, tell me what your favorite piece in the show is.
Oh, geez. The entire show?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Well, you could be one of your pieces.
I don't know if I can pick a favorite from everyone's. You know, I think my favorite of my own is, honestly, it's got to be the Sound of Music piece. I Have Confidence. It's just so much fun. It's a belty piece. It's very music theater. It kind of goes back to my own roots, which is awesome. And, you know, you can't go wrong singing something that Julie Andrews sang. Like, you can't. You just can't. So I definitely think that one's got to be one of my favorites. So I love our opening number. I just do. I love, it's happy. It's fun. It's good. It makes me feel excited to get back into music again.
Nathan, you have a number of duets in the show. What's it like to sing with somebody on stage again?
Fantastic. I mean, I say fantastic. A lot about this is fantastic tonight. I haven't been able to sing with other people in so long, and many times I find the most reward out of singing on stage by myself. That shows a bit of my ego, but as tenors have. But singing on stage with other people. We have a duet. I Have Dreamed. That's what it's called. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and it adds such humanity and grace when I'm not just thinking the other part in my head or singing it in falsetto. Actually having a human being to share these moments with on stage, it's hopeful. The whole thing is just massively hopeful.
You know, it goes without saying that this pandemic, COVID-19, has been devastating for virtually everybody. The performing arts segment has equally been affected at a very dramatic, deep level. When you consider almost a year ago, this entire industry came to a grinding halt. Shows weren't able to continue, theaters weren't able to open their doors, performers weren't able to get on stage and do what they do, agencies, and on and on and on. So it's been a very dramatic, difficult year. The Rialto Theater would want you to know that we have worked diligently, tirelessly, to be able to produce as safely as possible the events that we're doing, even under these reduced capacities. We would want you to know that we've worked really closely with the state, and county, and the city to make sure that we're compliant with all the variances and all the rules that have been developed to keep us all safe. We're pleased to tell you that we recently were approved in the Level Up certification program that will allow us to open our doors a little bit wider. So again, through staff training, through technology, purchasing equipment to sanitize, to policies and procedures, all of these have been put in place to keep you, the performers, and our staff safe. It is an absolute treat for the Rialto Theater to work with Loveland Opera Theater. They have been one of our longest tenured rental partners, and we know that every time we do an event with them that they're going to bring an incredible world-class professionalism to the stage. We can just count on that. Above and beyond that, they're great people to work with, and we've really cherished our relationship with Tim and Juliana and Rob and the rest of them, and look forward to, even though it's not what all of us had hoped for, being able to do this live stream and bring this music, wonderful music of Rodgers and Hammerstein to the stage is just, it's a wonderful opportunity for all of us. You know, there's never been a bigger need than right now for support in the performing arts. Rialto Theater and Loveland Opera Theater, we need an audience to perform to. We need your financial support via donations. And maybe more important than both of those things is we need to come together as a community to start the process of healing and recovery from the effects of this pandemic.
People from different worlds coming together and finding commonality, or even falling in love, was not a new concept in the theater of the 1940s and 50s. It is a theme that has run throughout literature for centuries. But when Rodgers and Hammerstein chose to write about this topic, they found a way to make it feel so human for their audience. And when they explored these relationships in song, they opened a doorway for us all to see that there is way more that brings us together as a humanity than that sets us apart. Whether they are people from completely different worlds, different social classes, or just from a different part of the same office, Rodgers and Hammerstein challenge us to find our common hopes and dreams in characters that are able to see past their differences and find friendship and love.
We've just been introduced. I do not know you well, but when the music started, something drew me to your side. So many men and girls are in each other's arms. It made me think we might be similarly occupied. Shall we dance on a bright cloud of music? Shall we fly? Shall we dance? Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye? Or perchance, when the last little star has left the sky, shall we still be together with our arms around each other? Shall you be my new romance? On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen, shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance on a bright cloud of music? Shall we fly? Shall we dance? Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye? Or perchance, when the last little star has left the sky, shall we still be together with our arms around each other? And shall you be my new romance? On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen, shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance? The boss gets on my nerves. I've got a good mind to quit. I've taken all I can. It's time to get up and get and move to another job or maybe another town. The gentleman burns me up. The gentleman gets me down. The gentleman is a dope, a man of many faults, a clumsy Joe who wouldn't know a rumba from a waltz. A gentleman is a dope, and not my cup
I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you'll whisper when you're close, close to me. How you look in the close evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the love. In these dreams I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love being loved by you.
Alone and awake, I've looked at the stars, the same that smiled on you. And time and again, I've thought all the things that you were thinking too. I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you whisper when you're close, close to me. How you look in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In these dreams I've loved you so, and by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you.
Loved by you. I will love being loved by you.
Rodgers and Hammerstein had many groundbreaking moments in their career, but probably the most impactful risk they took was presenting the struggles of war and prejudice by setting James Michener's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, Tales of the South Pacific, in 1949. Fighting racism and prejudice was a passionate cause for both writers, but especially for Hammerstein as he worked to fight for integration in theater and in his favorite American pastime, baseball. He also championed songwriters of color and founded the Welcome House, an adoption organization that helped place mixed-race children of American servicemen into loving American homes. Hammerstein saw firsthand the dangers of prejudice when, during World War II, his sister-in-law's husband, Jerry Watanabe, who had been born to a British mother and a Japanese father, was forced into an internment camp during the war. Taking the risk to present this topic on the musical theater stage was definitely a first, as most audience members came to the theater to escape from real life, not to be confronted by it. But ignoring the doubters and critics, Rodgers and Hammerstein pressed forward anyway, writing a show that still had love stories, great music and dance, but facing racism and prejudice head on. Even in one of the most memorable songs of the show, You've Got to Be Carefully Taught. Their gamble paid off though, as the show was a smashing success, playing to sold-out audiences.
Spurred by this success, they continued to address challenging topics in their shows, including standing up to Nazis and ruthless monarchs, while at the same time offering solutions to challenges like racism, most notably asking us to take time to get to know people and cultures that are different from our own. In celebrating the timelessness of the songs of Rodgers and Hammerstein, maybe they still have something to teach us, even today.
You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to be afraid of people whose eyes are oddly made, and people whose skin is a different shade. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be carefully taught.
It's a very ancient saying, but a true and honest thought, that if you become a teacher, by your pupils you'll be taught. As a teacher I've been learning, you'll forgive me if I boast, but I've now become an expert on the subject I like most. Getting to know you, getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me, getting to know you, doing it my way but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed, suddenly I'm bright and breezy, because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
You know, Rodgers and Hammerstein definitely held a special place in their writing for families. From the Von Trapp family to the unconventional family of the King of Siam, Rodgers and Hammerstein knew the joy that children can bring to relationships and to the world around us. In their musical Carousel, some of the characters who are newly falling in love dream about the possibilities of a family and children running around the house. They each dream a little differently, but in the end, the promise of children always adds a little more heart to our humanity.
I own a little house and I sail a little boat, and the fish I catch I sell. And in a manner of speaking I'm doing very well. I love a little girl and she's in love with me, and soon she'll be my bride. And in a manner of speaking I should be satisfied.
Well, ain't you?
If I told you my plans and the things I intend, It'd make every curl on your head stand on end. When I make enough money out of one little boat, I'll put all my money in another little boat. I'll make twice as much out of 2 little boats. Then the first thing you know, I'll have 4 little boats, then 8 little boats, then a fleet of little boats, then a great big fleet of great big boats. All catching herring, bringing into shore, then sailing out again and bringing in more and more and more and more. The first year we're married, we'll have 1 little kid. The second year we'll go and have another little kid. You'll soon be darning socks for 8 little feet.
We'll make up to another fleet.
We'll build a lot more rooms. Our dear little house will get bigger. Our dear little house will get bigger.
And so will my figure.
Carrie, can you imagine how it'd be when the kids are upstairs in bed asleep and you and I can sit alone in the firelight? When our children are asleep, we'll sit and dream the dreams that every other dad and mother dream. When the children are asleep and lights are low, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying I told you so. When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream. We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
When children are awake, I'll pop in through the rooms and run in on the stairs. Then, in a manner of speaking, the house is really theirs. But once they close their eyes and we are left alone and free from all their fuss, then, in a manner of speaking, we can be really us. When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream
all alone.
the dreams that every other dad and mother
Dreams that won't be interrupted when the children are asleep and lights are low.
And behold, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying I told you so. When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you.
You'll dream with me.
We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
When today is a long time ago, you'll still be safe that the best dream I know is you.
When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you.
I wonder what he'll think of me. I guess he'll call me the old man. I guess he'll think I can lick every other fella's father. Well, I can. I bet that he'll turn out to be the spitting image of his dad. But he'll have more common sense than his puddin'-headed father ever had. I'll teach him to wrestle and dive through a wave when we go in the mornings for a swim. His mother can teach him the way to behave, but she won't make a sissy out of him. Not him, not my boy, not Bill. Bill. My boy Bill, I will see that he's named after me. I will. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree, he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bully will boss him around. And I don't give a damn what he does, as long as he does what he likes. He can sit on his tail or work on a rail with a hammer and spikes. He can ferry a boat on a river, or pedal a pack on his back, or work up and down the streets of the town with a whip and a horse and a hack. He can haul a scow along a canal, run a cow around a corral, or maybe bark for a carousel. Of course, it takes talent to do that well. He might be a champ of the heavyweights, or a fella that sells you glue, or president of the United States. That'd be all right too. His mother would like that, except he wouldn't be president unless he wanted to be. Not Bill, my boy Bill. He'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree, he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No fat-bottom, flabby-faced, pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bastard will boss him around. And I'm damned if he'll marry his boss's daughter, a skinny-lipped virgin with blood like water, who'll give him a peck and call it a kiss, and look in his eyes through a lorgnette. Say, why am I carrying on like this? My kid ain't even been born yet. I can see him when he's 17 or so, and starting indigo with a girl. I can give him lots of pointers, very sound, on the ways to get round any girl. I can tell him. Wait a minute. Could it be? Oh, what the hell? What if he is a girl? Oh, Bill! Bill! What would I do with her? What could I do for her? A bum with no money. You can have fun with a son, but you gotta be a father to a girl. She might be so bad at that. A kid with ribbons in her hair, a kind of neat and petite Middleton type of mother. What a pair! My little girl, pink and light as peaches and cream is she. My little girl is half again as bright as girls are meant to be. Dozens of boys pursue her, many a likely lad does what he can to woo her from her faithful dad. She has a few pink and white young fellas at 2 or 3. But my little girl gets hungry every night, and she comes home to me. I gotta get ready before she comes. I gotta make certain that she isn't dragged up in slums with a lot of bums like me. She's gotta be sheltered and fed and dressed in the best that money can buy. I never knew how to get money, but I'll try, my God, I'll try. I'll go out and make it, or steal it, or take it, or die.
Relationships, family, love, heartbreak, friendship, prejudice. These are some of the many themes that run throughout the indelible works of Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II. Through their partnership, they left an American legacy that entertains us and challenges us, that asks us to consider our own humanity and the humanity of our neighbor that is different than us. And while they challenge us, they never failed to leave us at the end of each of their shows without an ounce of hope. They understood that the hard work of forming and tending human relationships would not always be an easy job. But they also understood that the work of getting to know one another, dreaming what we can be, and learning to sing, dance, whistle, or just work together in harmony would be rewarding and would create a world full of hope for each one of us. And also, while we are doing that work, if we are willing to stop every once in a while and notice the small things around us, we might just discover some of our favorite things.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings,
When I'm feeling sad,
I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. Make believe you're brave, and the trick will take you far. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. When the sky is a bright canary yellow, I forget every cloud I've ever seen. So they call me a cockeyed optimist, immature and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done and we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist, and I can't get it into my head. I hear the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go. But every whippoorwill is selling me a bill and telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart. But I'm stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and I can't get it out of my heart. Not this heart. What will this day be like? I wonder. What will my future be? I wonder. It could be so exciting to be out in the world, to be free. My heart should be wildly rejoicing. Oh, what's the matter with me? I've always longed for adventure, to do the things I've never dared. Now here I'm facing adventure, then why am I so scared? A captain with 7 children, what's so fearsome about that? Oh, I must stop these doubts, all these worries. If I don't, I just know I'll turn back. I must dream of the things I am seeking. I am seeking the courage I lack. The courage to serve them with reliance. Face my mistakes without defiance. Show them I'm worthy, and while I show them, I'll show me so. Let them bring on any problems. I'll do better than my best. I have confidence they'll put me to the test, but I'll make them see I have confidence in me. Somehow I will impress them. I will be firm but kind, and all those children, oh heaven bless them, they will look up to me and mind me with each step. I am more certain everything will all be fine. I have confidence the world will all be mine. They'll have to agree. which you'll see I have confidence in me. Strength doesn't lie in numbers. Strength doesn't lie in wealth. Strength lies in nights of peaceful slumbers. When you wake up, it's healthy. All I trust, I give my heart to. All I trust becomes my own. I have confidence in confidence alone. Oh, help. I have confidence in confidence alone. Besides which you'll see I have confidence in you. Someone wants you. You know who. Now you're living. There's music in you. Now you're hearing something new. Someone's playing the music in you. Now you're living, you know why. Now there's nothing you won't try. Move the mountain, light the sky, make a wish come true. There is music in you.
Now, wherever you want to go,
Go wherever you want to
now you can do whatever you want to do.
whatever you want to.
Now you can be whatever you want to be. And love the song you will sing your whole life through. There is music in you. There is music. Move the mountain, light the sky, make a wish come true. There is music in
Not only were the musicals of Rodgers and Hammerstein filled with the music that uplifts us, teaches us, and helps us to explore our own humanity, as well as the humanity of those around us, they also believed that there is music and beauty, harmony and possibility, courage and hope in each of us to continue to work to build a better world and to strive to further understand each other. They dreamed for us musically so that even today we might be able to face the challenges and struggles in front of us and see the beautiful mornings yet to come. I hope that this celebration of music of the geniuses Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II has lifted your soul in these challenging times that we are in. I hope that it has left you with a song to sing and has emboldened you with the confidence to climb the physical and metaphorical mountains that may be in front of you. On behalf of Loveland Opera Theater and the Rialto Theater of Loveland, I want to thank you for joining us this evening. If experiencing this live performance in the theater has been meaningful to you, I hope you will consider donating to help keep these artistic nonprofit organizations creating art during these days and into the future. All sizes of donations will make it possible for us to continue to find the music in each of us. And as we close this evening, we finish with a reminder that as we climb the mountains of life, we never do it alone.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark.
At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song